Hello. Hello.
Oh, let me mute this. Sorry.
Good. How are you? It's recorded. We're set. It was me that was at fault last time. So I
That's,
learned. I figured it out.
yes, ma'am. Well, I'm glad you did.
Well,
So it's completely fine.
I sent out enough emails about this.
Mhm.
My kids are supposed to join, but who knows? So
Yes, ma'am.
let's just, we only have until it'll end like it did. So
Yes, the 40-minute cutoff, the
yeah.
40-minute cutoff
So
that it does. Yes, ma'am.
just kick it off and tell your story. It was great before, so
Yes, ma'am. Well, so the relatives here. I'm a transition specialist here at the relatives, and we essentially work with individuals who seek out case management. We work with them one on one. Now, five domains that we essentially focus on are housing, employment, education, health and safety, and then community life. Now, community life is getting them connected to additional resources that we do not provide here because everything here it's not wraparound here. So we want to make sure that we can get them connected to those other resources. I sorry, I just realized somebody left their mouse in here. That distracted me. So we want to make sure that we can get them connected to additional resources that can that they will benefit from. So the goal is to when we sit down with them, because it's it's client centered, it's person centered, and we want to make sure that the plan that we formulate is guided by them, because our goal is to help them kind of navigate through, their transition. So ultimately, whatever their goals may be, we utilize within those five domains, and sometimes a little bit beyond that, we will assist them with. But the focal point is getting them housed. Now the housing program we do have here is ran by the county. So the names, depending on the severity of homelessness of the individual and family, if they have children, then their names will be pulled on the buy from the by name list, and then the housing case managers will be informed. Now, I'm just a program case manager or transition specialist, so then if they are on my caseload, then they would then transition to the housing case managers, but prior to all of that, the ultimate goal is to get them to the point to where they are self-reliant and self-sufficient to prepare for being housed, because the last thing we want to do is set them up for failure, where they get approved for a home, or whether they do this independently or go through a program, the last thing we want to do is, put them out there, and then a year from now, when the lease runs out, they are homeless again. So I teach a workshop here called Budgeting My Life. We have our housing navigator. She has a more in-depth budgeting workshop. Mine's doesn't just focus on money; it focuses on our decision making and how that impacts our money. And then we have another our we have another specialist here who uh, she's an intake specialist, but she does credit crunching. So they essentially they're getting prepared financially, you know. But we also have other workshops to help them, hey, this is what you're looking for on a lease. This is what a lease looks like. This is what your leasing agreement means. This is the contract between you and the landlord, and this is how you can become, this is how you can get evicted. These are things that you can do to prevent yourself from being evicted. This is the importance of having a job. You know what I'm saying? So the goal is to get them to a place of balance. Because if they get into the program and they get on their own, and there's no consistency or there's no preparedness for it, then they're going to end up homeless again. So we do everything we can to essentially prepare them for that. So again, it's not just housing is the focal point, but it's not the only thing that we do. Because here at the Relatives, it's a drop-in resource center, but we provide meals, for the individuals who come here. And now we serve individuals between the ages of 16 to 24. And if you're 16 or 17, of course, you have to be accompanied by a guardian at your first intake so they can sign off on your documents. But after that, you feel free to, kind of maneuver throughout the facility. But, we serve 3 meals a day. Again, back to that. We have laundry services, we have shower services. So we do a realm of different things that kind of, caters to their needs. So we have our employment readiness specialist here. She assists them with, well, this is employment readiness specialist and her team. They assist with resume building. They assist with um, uh, mock interviewing. They assist with job opportunities. She just sent us a text today. There's a job opportunity in South Carolina, where they can get paid $700 a week, and it's just doing pressure washing. So if they have reliable transportation, then it will help. And speaking of transportation, we have been awarded a fund that assists individuals with utilizing the CAT system here, so they can get an annual bus pass from us, to get them to and from appointments, to and from work, interviews, but again, if they aren't, if they aren't, I won't say up to date is another word I was looking for, but if they aren't, privy to how to utilize, the transit system, we also have a buddy transit system, a buddy transit kind of program that, we assist individuals and teach them on how to kind of navigate that entire system. So we teach them how to ride the bus and whatnot, what bus routes to look for. We teach them how to navigate the CATS app, so we try to cover everything. I'm
Do
sorry.
they qualify for any discounts in cats or?
Well, the we provide bus passes, but now we provide this annual bus pass. So they'll
Oh,
get that for
cool.
a year for free to
Oh,
no cost.
wow.
So that's the thing. That's we're gifting that to them. And and again, if they aren't, again, if they do not know how to utilize the transit system, or they don't feel comfortable, we have someone that we have hired, a peer to peer, who can kind of guide them on, again, how to navigate the system and how to, you know, teach them about the routes and how to ride the bus, so that they're comfortable. But again, we try to cover a little bit of everything. So there's a lot that we do here, and we welcome them all. Of course, between the ages of 16 and 24. But even after you turn 24, because we have a clothing closet here as well. Even after you turn 25, the moment you turn 25, you kind of age out of the program, but you stay in aftercare for a year. So if you still wanted to come to the front to ask for a meal or get some hygienic products, then we cater to that as well. And you can do that from 25 to 26. And let's say, because we also have a GD program here, we also have counseling services. So, and all of this is up to no cost. And the GED program is an incentive program. So for each test you pass, you're getting paid. And then when you passed all four and you graduate, we throw a big ceremony from you, and you get paid for that as well. So we really do a lot to try to encourage them, because we can't force them to do anything. We try to do a lot to encourage them to be active when they come here, take advantage of these things, because we have connections, to different vocational opportunities and post-secondary opportunities as well. So it's a lot that we do here. And I'm sorry that I was all over the place. There was something else
Oh, that's
I got
okay.
sidetracked in terms of what I was going to tell you. Um,
Could you
but
tell me,
go
could
ahead.
you, when we talked the last time,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
talked about being a guide, and that impressed me, the way
Mhm.
you talked about being their guide. Could you
Yeah.
talk about that again?
Yes, ma'am. No, yes, because again, as a program case manager, a transition specialist, I tell everyone who I take onto my case, so listen. So there's a bridge. You and I are on one side, and your the goals that you want to complete, obtain, they're on the other side of the bridge. Now, I'm your right foot, and you are the left. The only way we're going to make it across the bridge is if we work together. Now, what's unfortunate is that I only have them for the short amount of time that I have them for, whether the contact is through phone, whether the contact is face to face. But it's within the hours of, the when the business is open, or when on ramp is operating. So outside of that, we got to hope that everything that I am teaching them, that I'm coaching them on, that I'm guiding them on, that they're implementing that, on their own. But I can't drag you across the bridge. I can't carry you across the bridge. I can't push you across the bridge. I am there as your guide to get you from point A to point B, and everything in between that, even if you stumble or fall, I'm still here to kind of help pick you back up so that, okay, well, let's let's kind of revamp what didn't work, so that we can move, with your new plan, because all of this is done, according to what you want to achieve. I can't, if you come in here and sit down and say, hey, listen, I want to get a car, and or if you come in and you say, hey, listen, so I'm having transportation issues, and I'm saying, well, I'm going to get you a car, but you don't know how to drive and you don't have a license, how am I really helping you? Or if I get you that car and then I'm making all your payments and then, for a short amount of time, and then I'm not preparing you for making these payments after that expires, then what am I setting you up for? So that's why I'm more of your guide. I'm your teacher, because I can't do this without you. My job is non-existent without you. My goal is to get you to a point to where you are not feeling so insignificant that, hey, listen, my life don't matter. So it is necessary for me to continue to be that guide. Excuse me. And that's the benefit of being on case management. So granted, we are all different, but we do the best that we can with what the individuals that we serve allow, because it's about them, So, and I realize that I'm looking I'm looking up at my screen. I have two screens, and my eyes have probably been looking at my bigger screen opposed to looking here. So I do apologize if that if that.
You're doing great. You also last time talked about the classes that you teach and handle. Can you
Mhm.
talk about that a little bit?
Yes, ma'am. So there's two classes. I do budgeting my life, and again, budgeting my life, it kind of focuses on. It's not just about finances. It's about, again, our decisions and how that impacts our finances. So if you came in and you're saying that you slept with someone unprotected, so you're about to have a baby, or and so now my goal is to, help you understand how that is going to impact your finances moving forward, and then what you can do post birth to prepare for, either that from not occurring again, or an unexpected pregnancy from occurring again, or and preparing you for the things that you can do to prepare for the birth, like, what kind of job do you have? What kind of job are you looking for? And if you're a woman, what kind of job is, searching for a job that's probably going to have some benefits to, that's going to offer maternity leave. Or a job that's not going to turn you away because they know that you're pregnant, because sometimes that happens, so helping prepare you for, helping you build some stability prior to and then after fact. But that's just a small example. It can literally be about anything. You can come in and talk about how, relationships are going with your peers, with family members, and then and again, it's just budgeting my life is not just about money. Again, it can be essentially about anything. So if you come in and talking about something that's not even related to money, then we're going to talk about that as well, because ultimately all of our decisions kind of impact how we utilize our how we spend. Because sometimes we do it to make ourselves feel better. Sometimes we do it to help out others. And there's no boundaries that are being set. They ask you 400, and you got to pay your rent, and then you give them 100, and now you're short $100 on your rent. You know what I'm saying? So, but things of that nature. But again, um, I always want people to understand that, budgeting my life, and I spell it LYFE because the Y focuses on the why, because it's necessary for them to understand the decisions
Cute.
that they're making
I
and
like
how
that.
that impacts them overall. What else is there? The next course that I assist with teaching, because it's primarily ran by our other transition specialist, program case manager. Her name is Miss Yvette, and that's the parenting class. And that parenting class is they have there is a total of 6 workshops that they have to complete in order to become certified. Um, in order to complete the parenting class. And it's even though it's 6 workshops, it's kind of like a 12-week program, because it's done every other week. But essentially, they can come aboard and learn about. And you don't even have to be a current parent. You don't have to be a parent. You can prepare for being a parent, even if you aren't expecting. Anyone can come in. But I assist her with teaching, if she needs assistance for that day, or if she is unavailable, then I would help teach the parenting class. But outside of that, if there's any other workshops that we like create, like teaching them how utilizing our kitchen and teach them how to prepare meals, because we have
Good
workshops.
one.
Huh?
Good one.
Yes.
Learning how to cook is it's not easy.
No, no, no. It's not. It really isn't. I think there's a certain skill, and I think a certain basic skill that once you perfect, everything else seems to be, a
And
little
how to
bit.
do it on a budget. It's
Exactly.
difficult to eat healthy
Yes.
when you
Yes.
have limited resources. So
It's
I'm
very, very
sure
difficult.
that's very good for them.
No, I think that is, and I think a lot of them benefit from it. And also the individuals, if they wanted to come in to conduct a workshop, they could. They just have to connect with our resource center manager and our volunteer specialist, and our volunteer engagement specialist. If I didn't get her title right, I'm sorry. But so they would connect with them to host a workshop in there. And then if they don't have the items to bring in themselves, we will then go out and purchase it for them so they can conduct the workshop. And we've done that several times in the past. And a lot of the staff here, we also utilize our pantry to prepare meals for them. So but we receive a lot of donations from the community, and which is amazing because it helps us provide these meals for them. But I have prepared uh, meals and have assisted a whole lot in the workshop, especially when we're in the kitchen, especially when we're short staffed. But it's great to be able to feed them, because you don't know where their last meal came from. You don't know um, um, if they have uh, eaten for that day, and it's a great service that we provide. But outside of those 2 workshops, if there's another workshop that I have in mind, then I will inform whomever's overseeing the calendar, And then I will also inform our volunteer engagement specialist of this workshop, and I'll put it on the calendar, and then I will then host it. Like this coming Monday, where I'm going to be hosting a workshop on banking, and it's going to be how to open up an account. So and we used to have one. Miss Mary Quinn, she would come in and she would teach them about the same thing. She was really, really great, and but she was with Charlotte Mecklenburg. It was the name of this bank. So excuse me if I'm not remembering, but Mary Quinn, she would do a phenomenal job. And
Wells Fargo?
no, it's Charlotte something, but
Okay,
she worked for the branch, and she would come in and she would
great.
teach the individuals, about the about online banking and creating a bank account and what to look for, and and how to set one up. And she also taught them how to kind of prepare their budget, their credit score, excuse me. And she had a program where they, the individual would be approved for a specific limit, and then she would help them um, build based on that. And there was one individual who took full advantage of it, and their credit score went from five something to seven something within a year. And
Wow,
that's just what was told to
that's
me.
impressive.
It is, and that's just based on their consistency in terms of what they did for that year. So it was really, really great. So, but that was Mary Quinn. Kind of miss her around here because I haven't seen her in a while.
Can you talk about your caseload?
Hmm. Oh
Like,
yeah, so we can. Any more? Sorry, I cut you off.
no, go ahead.
Oh, so we each program case manager, they have a caseload of about 18 to 20 individuals,
Wow.
um, and it depends on your caseload can depend on or the way I wanted to say this. There's your The intensity of your caseload depends on the needs per individual, how severe their situation is, but for the most part, I think it's easy to manage in comparison to working as a social worker at DSS, um,
Yeah.
but it's not, it's it's great when you have success stories and your caseload is consistently changing because of those success stories, and people are completing and accomplishing their goals. Now, if an individual, they can stay on case management for up to 18 months. Sometimes it can be extended depending on, again, uh, where they are towards the end. Like if they get towards the end of that term, and they, are now about to experience homelessness. Well, you don't want to just push them off your caseload. You know what I'm saying? You want to try to, you want to still be there for their support, because they can get the individuals aren't treated any differently. There's no barrier between what the resource center does versus what program case managers do. Um, the biggest distinction is that they get to work with somebody one on one, whereas in the resource center they have to account for, I would say, 4 or 5 staff have to account for about 500 individuals who come in the facility. So when they get to work with me one on one, or any of the program case managers or housing case managers one on one, they really get to hone in on this goal, then the next goal, then the next goal, without much disruption. But again, the disruption also depends on how active they are with implementing those skills that that you've been teaching them while they've been on case management, and how active they are with really wanting to achieve their goals.
Can you talk about what some of the other case managers focus on? What are their kind of special classes and what other kind of internal courses do you offer? And then what do you partner with other agencies to offer your group?
Well, so other case managers, because like again, we are all essentially different, but some of the other courses, again, there's parenting, there's health and wellness, health and beauty, there is, um, of course, housing, then there is um, emotional stability and well-being. Um,
Oh, wow.
There is there's one because it's not just case managers who also conduct workshops. The resource center team conducts workshops as well, and there's one where they we do like a snack chat every, and the topics they vary. It can be essentially about any and everything. Um, Um, they have one called Color My Life that I set in on one that was really good. And, the individuals, they come in and they kind of, identify what color they are. And then, what color, based on their feeling and their mood. And then, a lot of them really just, they pour out their souls about things that they're experiencing, things that they're going through, so that's a really good one. Our counselor does mental health check-ins and his workshops, and so it's we all do several different workshops, but for the most part, the focal point is the individual, and then kind of helping them kind of understand what it is that they are either experiencing. Um, maybe providing solutions to, maybe a problem they may have, or teaching them about something that they, need to be, that they haven't been taught, or that they don't have enough information on, but it's all, I guess, preparedness for their transition, whether that's in an emotional state from, angry to baseline, from sad to happy, from anxious to less heightened, whatever it is, the objective is to help them find some balance, so
And
now in terms of the partners, oh, go ahead.
how many case managers do you have? And then how many in the resource center? And then, yes, please discuss who you partner with for other services.
Just a minute. So we currently have a total of five program case managers and five housing case managers. And in the resource center, we have, because we have our outreach coordinator who's a part of the resource center, and, he will assist with ratio as much as possible. But in the resource center, you have one, two, three, um, three, four, one, two, three, four, two, three, four. And I don't want to exclude anyone. We have four currently assisting in the resource center because the team of the resource center team consists of more than four individuals, but the four who assist out on the floor are the ones that I'm counting. Because the workforce team is a part of the resource center. Outreach team is a part of the resource center. Those in intake and the housing navigator, like all those are part of the, not the housing navigator, the engagement navigator, they're a part of the resource center. So I just want to include those who really assist out on the floor. Um, but in terms of our partners, we try to, again, for what we do not offer here in house, we connect them with a lot of services. And we also encourage the individuals to not just to focus. Essentially, they say put all your eggs in one basket, not just apply for the housing program here, but go to other locations. Not just to focus on the employment opportunities or the employment readiness here, but also in other communities.
I
Go
hate to cut you short, but we're
Yes, ma'am.
running out of time.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't want us to get disconnected without
Yes,
me
ma'am.
saying thank you to you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes, ma'am.
I also wanted to invite everybody to the Saturday event in Rock Hill tomorrow. You
Yes,
and
ma'am.
your kids are more than welcome to come down too, but that's going to be awesome.
Hmm.
It's a Saturday for families,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
they're going to focus on food and supplies to get
Yes, ma'am.
kids back to school. And it's in uptown, downtown Rock Hill, and
Hmm.
it's going to be a great event.
Do you know the name of the event? Because I'll be
It's
moving
it's
my
it's
things
York
tomorrow.
County Rising um
You
is
said,
putting it together, and it's called Saturday for Families. And it's right in downtown Rock Hill off of Main and White Street. There's a Wells Fargo in a parking lot you can park in, and then they, there's a lot of people that just have signs and peaceful demonstration. And I'll be sending out an email blast on that later.
oh, thank you. Oh, good, because then I can forward that to everyone. I just written it down because you said it, but I can forward that to everyone
But
once you
yeah, if
send it out.
anybody's in this area, great to participate. And
Yes, ma'am.
so that's it. Thank you for your time. I really
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Ms.
appreciate it.
Barr,
And
for having me.
hopefully we got this recorded successfully this
Yes,
time.
ma'am.
And your kids, when did they go back to school?
Oh, they'll be going back towards the end of August. But again, we're moving to Greensboro, so I'm going to be packing up. We're going to be packing up and moving things um, tomorrow, and then my last day will be August 6th, but they'll be in Greensboro from the 31st because my last day was essentially supposed to be the 31st, but
And
because
when's the
I got
wedding?
married, I mean, that's what I'm saying because I got married last week.
Oh, you got me. Oh,
Yeah,
wow. I didn't
because I got
realize you
married
got
last.
married. I knew you were preparing. Well,
Yeah,
congratulations.
thank
That's
you, thank you.
awesome.
Yes.
I actually they go back to school next Friday.
Oh,
And I found out I'm working extended care next Friday. So, yeah.
okay.
So
Well,
I'm already working next Friday, back to school.
there you go. Already getting back to it. Yeah. So,
So,
but again, thank you for having me, Ms. Barber. I
well,
really
thank
appreciate
you.
it. You know.
And, I'd love once we get this going,
Yes, ma'am.
I will send you the link for tomorrow.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I'd love to have other participants. And what can we do to support the relatives?
Oh, just continue to put the word out there, and and then because like this, what you're doing now, that's great publicity. But
We
just
actually had a couple of people join, so
oh, that's good.
we
That's
did.
good.
So that's
That's
good.
good. Yeah, but just
So
continue putting the word out there, and so that individuals are aware. Because I found that I received the most success in connecting with other partners and other agencies that I wasn't aware of when we were going to conferences, and so being invited to conferences helped out a whole lot.
yeah, my son
To
just
give
did
us.
he did a presentation on substance abuse at
Hmm.
a conference in Atlanta. So that was like one of his first on substance abuse. And he worked with a woman in her 70s that
Hmm.
he had as his resource
Yeah,
to answer all of his questions. So it
yeah.
was a good conference for him.
So
He
that's
made a
good.
long weekend of it too. So they had fun.
That's good. That's really good. It's those conferences are very, very helpful. I mean, the information that we get from them are great because we come back here, we generate this email that we send out to everybody about everything that we've learned, so that they can then connect it with other individuals that we may not see, and then connect it to our other partnering agencies.
Well, he works for an organization called Heights out
Hmm.
of Western North Carolina, and they
Hmm.
work with at-risk youth.
Yeah,
So, and then he also works with Vecinos, which works with migrant workers.
not too bad. That's
Oh,
good.
yeah. So, well, thank you, Richard,
Yes,
and
you're welcome.
congratulations on your wedding. And
Thank you, thank you, thank
good
you.
luck in Greensboro. Good town.
Yes,
Good,
ma'am.
you know,
Yes, ma'am.
the university there it's a great school. I miss that my daughter didn't finish there. I really enjoyed going out there. So
Yeah.
you take care, and it was great getting to know you.
Yes, ma'am. You do the same, and me too.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. You too.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.